Hey guys, it's Ms. Jaco. I'm here to go over the Lesson 8 concept development with you. For the Lesson 8 concept development, you are going to want a piece of paper to take notes and solve some example problems on. This video is going to be a little bit shorter than the previous concept developments just because we're working with less units, and also a lot of the strategies are very similar to strategies you guys have already learned when it comes to adding mixed units of capacity and adding mixed units of length. So our I can statement is I can solve problems involving mixed units of weight. So remember, our weight units that we learned about are pounds and ounces, and we learned that in 1 pound, or 1 lb, because lb is the symbol for pounds, there are 16 ounces. So let's take a look at our first question here. It says find the sum. Remember, sum means the answer to an addition problem. So we're going to be finding the answer to this addition problem here. So we've got 4 pounds, 11 ounces plus 15 ounces. So remember that when we add like units. So I see ounces and ounces. So I see on both sides of my addition symbol, I've got ounces. So I'm going to add my 15 ounces plus my 11 ounces, and that's going to give me 26 ounces. I don't have any pounds on the other side of my addition sign, so this 4 pounds is just going to come on over as part of our answer. Now, remember, when we are adding, we are asking ourselves, can I rename my answer as a bigger unit? So I'm trying to think, my ounces, can I rename 26 ounces as a pound? Because the ounces are my smallest unit here. So I'm asking myself, can I rename 26 ounces as a pound? Well, I know that in 1 pound there are 16 ounces, so I definitely can make a pound from 26 ounces. So I'm going to pull out 16 ounces, which is going to equal 1 pound. And then what is left over after I pull out those 16 ounces? That would be 10 ounces. So from 26 ounces, I pulled out 16 to make a pound, which I'm going to add on to the pounds I already have. So now I've got 5 pounds. And then remember, the 16 ounces got taken out and turned into a pound. So what's left over after I pulled out those 16 ounces? 10 ounces. So my answer for 4 pounds, 11 ounces plus 15 ounces is 5 pounds, 10 ounces. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the next question. All right, so here we have our next question. So we've got 24 pounds, 8 ounces plus 9 pounds, 13 ounces. So we need to see what units are we working with. Do we have units that are the same? I've got pounds on the left, and I also have pounds on the right. I have ounces on the left, and I also have ounces on the right. So I will be able to add my pounds plus my pounds, and then my ounces plus my ounces. So I'm going to add 9 pounds plus 24 pounds. That is going to give me 33 pounds. And then I'm going to add my 8 ounces plus my 13 ounces, and that is going to give me 21 ounces. So my answer is 33 pounds, 21 ounces. I need to ask myself, after adding, can I rename my smaller units into a larger unit? So remember, there are 16 ounces in 1 pound, so I can take some ounces here and rename it as a pound because I have enough. So I'm going to pull out 16 ounces from my 21 ounces. What's left over after I pull out my 16 ounces? That would be 5 ounces. So my 16 ounces is turning into 1 pound, which I'm going to add on to the 33 pounds I already have. So that gives me 34 final pounds. And remember, we took the 16 ounces out of the 21 ounces and we turned it into a pound. So that's a part of our pounds now. All we have left over is this 5 ounces. So our final answer is 35 pounds, 34 pounds, 5 ounces. So remember, when you are doing addition problems, no matter what units you're working with, whether it's capacity, whether it's length, whether it's weight, when you're done adding, you need to make sure that you're thinking to yourself, can I rename the smaller units into a larger unit? Because we're always going to want to do that. Same thing with fractions. If we were adding fractions together and we got an improper fraction, we would want to pull out those wholes. So just like here, if we have enough to make a larger unit, we're going to want to do that. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to some subtraction examples. Okay, here our directions say find the difference. So remember, difference is the answer to a subtraction problem. So you're going to see strategies that are the same as we did in lesson 7 and lesson 6. So remember, when we are subtracting, we're asking ourselves, are our units the same? And do we have enough to subtract? Okay, so looking at 6 pounds 7 ounces minus 12 ounces, I'm going to look, what units do I have that are the same? I've got ounces and ounces, so I can subtract that way. However, now I'm going to ask myself, do I have enough ounces to subtract? If I've got 7 fingers up, can I put 12 down? Because I'm trying to take away 12 from 7. So if I've got 7 fingers up, can I put 12 down? No, I cannot. I do not have enough fingers to put down. So in this example, we've got 7 ounces. We can't take away 12 from that. How am I going to get more ounces? Well, I have some pounds here, which I can turn into ounces. So I'm going to borrow a pound. So instead of 6 pounds, I now have 5 pounds. I'm going to take the pound that I took away from the 6, and I'm going to rename it as ounces. So instead of 6 pounds, I now have 5 pounds, 16 ounces. So I took away 1 pound, 6 minus 1 is 5, and the 1 pound that I took away, I turned into these 16 ounces here. So if you watch the lesson 7 video with me, you know that I'm going to want to add on these 7 pounds to the these 7 ounces to the 16 ounces I already have, just so I'm keeping all of my ounces together on this side of the subtraction problem, because I might forget that those 7 ounces were already there. I might make the mistake of just subtracting 12 minus 16 and thinking that I'm done and forgot about the 7 that I already had. So I'm going to make sure to add those on just so I can make sure all my ounces are accounted for. So 16 ounces plus 7 ounces is going to be 23 ounces. And now I'm asking myself, am I ready to subtract? Remember, I'm trying to take away 12 ounces. So 12 ounces, can I take that away from 23? Yes, I can. I'm going to do that off to the side. So I've got my 23 ounces minus my 12 ounces, and I get 11 ounces. So I took away 12 ounces from 23 ounces. I got 11. And then what about my pounds? I've got 5 pounds here. Do I need to take any pounds away from my 5 pounds? No, because there's no pounds on the right side of the subtraction sign. So my 5 pounds can just come on over as part of my answer. Make sure you guys are paying attention to both sides of the subtraction problem, because I knew that we had to take away 12 ounces. We need to also ask ourselves, do we need to take away any pounds, just so we're making sure that we are taking all the steps to complete the problem. So I think we're ready to move on to the next one. So here is an example where I was talking about before, where we need to make sure we're looking on both sides of the subtraction sign. I've got pounds, and then I also have ounces and ounces. So I'm going to be subtracting pounds, and I'm going to be subtracting ounces as well. So I have units that match. Now I'm ready to ask myself, do I have enough to subtract? When we're working with mixed units here, we're going to start with the smallest place value, because that's what we do with whole numbers. We subtract from the ones place first when we subtract whole numbers. So here I'm going to find my smallest place value, or my smallest unit, which is ounces, and I'm going to subtract starting there. So I've got 9 ounces, and I'm trying to take 14 away. You guys know I do the finger trick. So I'm asking, I've got 9 ounces. This is what I'm taking away from. Can I take away 14 from that? No, I cannot. I do not have enough. So I'm going to need to get some more ounces. Remember that this first number here, that's what you're subtracting from. So this is what you're taking. This is what you have available to take away. So if I'm trying to take away 14 from 9, I can't do that. So I need more ounces. I can take from my pounds to get ounces. So I'm going to borrow a pound. So instead of 5 pounds, I now have 4 pounds, and I'm going to take that 1 pound that I borrowed and turn it into 16 ounces. So now instead of 5 pounds, I've got 4 pounds, 16 ounces. And I'm going to add on the 9 ounces I already had just to make sure all my ounces are accounted for. So 9 ounces plus 16 ounces is going to give me 27 ounces. Sorry, actually 25 ounces. Thought about that for a second. So I added on my 9 ounces plus my 16, and that gave me 25 ounces. So now I'm going to ask myself, can I subtract now that I renamed my pounds as ounces? So remember, I'm taking away 14 ounces. Can I take that away from 25? Yes, I can. I'm going to do that off to the side. And I get 11 ounces. So just like in the previous question, I had subtracted my ounces, but now I'm going to ask myself, I've still got pounds here. Do I need to take away any pounds? Yes, I do, because I have pounds on the other side of the subtraction sign here. So I'm trying to take away 2 pounds from my 4 pounds, because remember, we don't have 5 anymore. We borrowed 1 to turn into ounces. So I'm taking 2 pounds minus 4 pounds, and that's going to give me 2 pounds. Okay, so that actually brings me to the end of this concept development video. Remember, when we are subtracting mixed units, no matter what units we are subtracting, make sure you're asking yourself, are my units the same, and do I have enough to subtract? And then when you're adding, same thing, are my units the same? I can only add like units plus like units. And then when I'm done adding, can I rename any of those smaller units into a larger unit? All right, so thanks so much, guys, for tuning into this concept development. I hope you guys are doing well, and until next time, bye, guys.